going on YouTube? So today I want to basically give some advice on those that want to enter business or start a business or anything. I see a lot of people, they question themselves or they, have a little bit of doubt. They don't know what direction they want to go in, or they feel like they need to go to school for 25 years just to figure out how to start a business. So what I want to do is I want to stress that you need to start by starting when you're creating a business. Now, when I started this business, Cloudy Connects, I didn't have any direction. I didn't know what I wanted to do particularly, but I know that I had to just start by starting. So I got my first 3D printer from a well-known 3D printing company, and I started just developing these or creating these little toys. At the time, it wasn't, I didn't feel it was um, expansive at the time, but I knew that I had to start by starting. So I would use my software, Fusion or AutoCAD, and I would just, create these little toy figures, which are on my Instagram or on the YouTube channel. You can see, and I just, was 3D printing different figures, starting with one to the next one. And at that time, I started at least creating a little bitty toy line. And at the time, as I'm doing that, it was about, I believe, up until April or May, but I believe it was around May, is when my grandmother, I get a call that my grandmother's on her deathbed. So I fly to go see her, and once she does pass away from cancer, which inspired me to try to create my cancer bots, but that's a different story for later. Anyways, we fly out, and once my grandmother does pass away on May 7th, my brother's involved in a really bad car accident. And when my brother, he gets hit, and it really causes him a lot of issues. It cracked his pelvis in half, broke his arm. But even when he was in the hospital, he was still exercising, and as he was in the hospital, he was just looking for new ways to improve medical equipment or technology, or improve the patient's condition. So he would draw out a little idea to create a let's say, well, I can't really say what I created right now, but he would just draw out basically the little prototype or the type of device he wanted to create, and I would take it, I would design it and 3D print it, and if it involved anything else, I'd do the electrical work or try to test it on a different procedures and stuff. And so from starting the toy business or the little toy line that I created, it advanced into medical equipment and cybernetics that I was working in. And so as I did that, from there we coming up with many different inventions. And at the time, I was paying a lawyer to patent our many different inventions that we're coming up with. And you know, after that, we contact a few different companies because it's quite difficult with all the regulatory procedures you have to go through to get a medical device in practice. So, we had to contact larger companies, and we're working with larger companies to receive royalties. And from then on, while we're waiting or creating medical devices, and those are going through the procedures, my little toy line, my brother gives me the idea that I should turn my toy line to this cartoon you see behind me. And so from there, my toy line that I started off with, or started by starting, it advanced into medical equipment, cybernetics, and cartoon and clothing line. So that's the four businesses. And of course, I still have my 3D printing solution businesses for companies that want to try to create prototypes or scale models as well. I have that, but that's not as lucrative as the other businesses. But still, nonetheless, those are the five businesses I currently have Of course, I'm venturing into new territories as well. But basically, that's how I started this business, Cloudy Connects. Is I simply started by starting. I just simply started off creating a little toy line, 3D printing, and just creating my little toy line. And from there, the toy line advanced into medical equipment, cybernetics, clothing line, cartoon, and of course the 3D printing solutions business. So I had three businesses I created, and that's how I sorry, my phone's going off 1 second. I don't want to start this video over, so I'm always getting calls and contacts and whatnot. But anyways, that's how I created the business. So I simply started by starting. So if you want to create a business, or you want to start, or develop something, just start by starting. Even though in the beginning you won't feel like it's anything that's gonna be major, by starting at one small little point, it can explode into an amazing world, a vision that you can see. So that's the important message today, is I want you to start by starting. Sorry about that. I know I'm a little scatterbrained because I got a lot of things going on, but I can't stress enough. Start by starting, and I guarantee you will build over the course of however long it takes.